Hello and welcome to Hank Games Without Hank. My name is John Green. I'm the manager of the AFC Wimbledon Wimbly Womblys. Today we're taking on Hartlepool, one of the very few teams in League Two that I have ever seen actually play. In fact, the only team from League Two I've ever seen actually play. I saw them play against Swindon Town last year at the county ground. But speaking of last year, the year 2013 is coming to an end. And I thought today I would go through BuzzFeed's list of important events from 2013 we've already forgotten and comment upon them and marvel at what a year it has been with you, while we also marvel at what a year it has been for the AFC Wimbledon Wimbly Womblys, who are only in November. Oh, by the way, we're starting our B team again. We've got Mr. Smith, Matt Smith, noted Time Lord, and Jackie Midson starting up front. We got P. Sweeney in central midfield. He likes to score, he likes to win, he likes to pee. Hartlepool's in second. So this is a bit of a derby. And then we're also starting Frankenstein, as we call him. And then in the back we've got Seb Brown, as well as Frampton comes alive, and Buckminster Fuller. Okay, let's get... Oh, and of course, Yabamba is out on the left wing, because even when we start our B team, I always start Yabamba, just in case he scores. Okay. Meredith, what happened in 2013? Let's begin with the 35-minute power outage at the Super Bowl. I was not in the United States at the time. I was in the United Kingdom, and it is much later there than it was in the U.S. Was I in the United Kingdom or Germany? I don't know. I was somewhere, and I was alone in a hotel room, and I was feeling sort of sad and feeling bad for myself, you know, as I like to do when I'm alone in hotel rooms in foreign countries. Like, everyone always pictures, and I always pictured that, like, that was a really great cross, that foreign travel would... be so like fun and invigorating, and I would spend all my time like out in cafes. But really, a lot of the time, I'm just tired after doing long events or whatever, and then I just go to bed. By the way, in a stunning turn of events, it is raining in England. Look who's on the ball! Look who's on the ball! Yeah! Dang it! Yeah, so anyway, it was like 2:30 in the morning by the time the power outage happened, and I wanted to stay up because I was live tweeting the Super Bowl, which was really fun and was like keeping me a little bit out of my own head, and I was really excited to talk about it. But it just kept going on, that power outage. Where was it, in New Orleans or Texas or something? No one knows. It's a mystery. What else happened in 2013, Meredith? There was a meteor that crashed in Russia? How did I not hear about this? Was everyone all right? Was anyone hurt? Good Lord. I'm looking at the GIF right now. It's terrifying. Apparently, I talked about it on Crash Course, so I do remember it. Oh, we talked about it on the set. Yeah, I mean, you know, one of these days, there's going to be a meteor that comes and ends all of us. And there will be no human beings left to remember that any of us ever did anything. And all of our work will have been for nothing. But that's kind of what I find beautiful about people, is that despite that fact, that totally... undebatable fact. We continue on because our hope is completely ineradicable, which I think is beautiful. So, yeah, but apparently there was a meteor. Did it kill anyone? I hope not. It didn't kill anyone, so that's good. That's a good thing that happened in 2013. There was a meteor, but it didn't kill anyone. All right, what's next? Scientists confirm the existence of the Higgs boson. Maybe the most important event of 2013. That's a big deal. Now, like I think we were already like fairly sure about the Higgs boson, but now we're super sure. Oh, it has to be, and it is. Oh, P. Sweeney. I don't have a song for him. I think it's his first goal ever. It was beautiful, though. Do you have a song for him, Meredith? I don't know any of the Sweeney Todd songs, so I can't sing them. I would like to. I'd like it, but it seems like something I couldn't sing. It doesn't seem like something that's in my range. So I'm just going to score. I'm just going to sing, he scores when he wants. He scores when he wants. P. Sweeney. He scores when he wants. It's a standard, you know, old standard. Oh, that was a beautiful goal, though. I like the setup. I liked everything. That was terrible. Everything about that goal. It inspired confidence in the club. So, yeah, I think the Higgs boson is a big deal because it takes us one step closer to understanding, you know, what the universe is actually made of, and that's important. Arguably, like, it's the coolest thing that we do as a species. So I'm pretty excited about that. Plus, it got Henry, my friend Henry, who does minute physics, just got so excited about it. Oh, it has to be, and it isn't. Wow, you gotta finish there. Who was that? Was that Mr. Smith or was that Jackie Midson? Oh, it was S. Moore. That would have been a good goal for S. Moore. By the way, you want to know something about S. Moore, Meredith? He answers. I've been like, he's done some like media interviews lately, and I've been like watching him do media interviews. He answers every question with a single word. Every single question with one word. It's an astonishing talent. And sometimes it'll be a big long word, just so you know he knows more than yes and no and good and bad. You know, sometimes it'll be like ostentatiously or something. But yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, that's why they call him one word S. Moore. What else happened in 2013? IKEA Monkey? Well, that was this year? I feel like IKEA Monkey was in 2004. That just goes to show you how time functions strangely on the internet. Hartlepool, by the way, leaving a bit to be desired in their offense. Yeah, real IKEA Monkey was this year? What happened to IKEA? I hope he's doing well. You know, the great thing about that IKEA Monkey was the magical thing, of course, was his jacket. I mean, I just like I go back in time, and the jacket still brings me so much joy. Like I can just I assume that it'll be one. Oh no! No, Hartlepool has a guy named Pool. Of course he's going to be great. Oh, stop with your dancing. Oh, well, whatever. You know who's sitting on the bench, Hartlepool? John Green and John Green, the greatest striking tandem in the history of League Two, or for that matter, any other league. IKEA Monkey, that's fantastic. What else? Sharknado? I knew that was this year. Yeah, so I was on vacation in Michigan when Sharknado came out. And what's going on there? We just killing some time? I was on vacation in Michigan when Sharknado came out, and Alice had just been born. And Henry, you know, Henry is not old enough to watch Sharknado, but he still did watch part of it because I thought that it was like a joke until we got like 5 minutes in, and it started to become an extremely violent shark attack movie. And Henry, of course, was like, you know, excited about it, and he was like, I want to watch Sharknado, and I was like, you can't watch Sharknado, man, like it's clearly not a show for 3-year-olds. But anyway, then my cousin Lisa and her husband Eric and I should have gotten there, and we all watched the entirety of Sharknado. And you know what? It's not a bad movie. I mean, it is bad in the sense that it's like very aggressively campy, but I think it does what it wanted to do relatively well. It would be hard to act in a movie like that. You know what I mean? Like it would be hard to try to pretend, you know, that there is a Sharknado. Anyway, that was pretty. I thought there were some pretty good performances in that. Ian Ziering, you know, he's aged well. He was always a great actor, though. Big fan of his work in 90210. It's tied going into halftime, which is not good. It's not good. I don't want to personally blame Mr. Smith Goes to Washington's haircut, but it is. Look at that, Meredith. Did you see the back of that hair? It's just awful. I mean, it's just a disaster. And someone actually posted on Tumblr a picture of the actual player that Mr. Smith Goes to Washington is based on. Did you see that? And I mean, I'm going to tell you the truth. His haircut is not great. The actual player's haircut is not amazing, but it's much better than he's being given credit for. So if I were him, I would sue FIFA. Anyway, Francome's a little tired. I think I'm going to bring him out too. I read somewhere that you're supposed to make all of your substitutions right at halftime. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just kidding. You're not supposed to do that, but I'm really bad at FIFA. What else happened this year, Meredith? Destiny's Child reunited at the Super Bowl. That was before the blackout, I think. It might have been the power of Destiny's Child that actually caused the electricity to go out. You know, it was a great reunion, and I don't want to take anything away from it, but it's another situation where, like, you know, it's just Beyonce is just, she's so great. You know, there's nothing you can do about how great Beyonce is, and like no one can compete with Beyonce's firepower except maybe Jay-Z. And like even then, I think a lot of times Jay-Z is probably like, wow, I'm out of my league here, you know? So I did feel that way a little bit with Destiny's Child, that like it was a little bit Beyonce's show. Specifically, I don't know the names of any of Destiny's other children. But yeah, it was good. I thought it was a good Super Bowl performance. I was pleased for them. Oh, I was onside. Come on, ref. What's next? The United States Postal Service said they were going to end Saturday delivery and then didn't. This is really the biggest news stories from 2013. Oh, that we forgot. Yes. Well, I mean, listen. I think it's inevitable that they're going to end Saturday delivery at some point, and I think it's okay. I think we need to like get used to a world where it's strange to me that we think that of all things that should be free or at least like subsidized by the government, that we think that like the postal service should be one of them. I think we need to learn to live with a slightly different world. I like the Postal Service though. I'm a big fan of the amazing work that they do, and I think that they are underappreciated by Americans. But I just don't think it's like I think it should be expensive because it's an extremely complicated logistical thing that they do. All right, Meredith, what else we got? Seth MacFarlane hosted the Oscars. I do remember that. Yeah, he did all right. I don't know. I could have done with a little less. One thing that white men do to try to be like, oh, this isn't sexism, is to say like, oh, I'm commenting on sexism, but it doesn't, just reeks of bullshit to me. I don't know. What do you think? Oh, I cursed. Oh, I got to put $10 in the curse jar that goes to AFC Wimbledon sponsorship. Every time I say swoodly poopers and every time I curse, it's $10 in the swear jar. At first, it was only $1 for saying swoodly pooper. Oh, by the way, it doesn't count if I'm talking about saying swoodly pooper. But as the season has gone on and I've become more and more a Wimbly Wombly, you got to get it, Ball John Green. You were onside. No! Strong disagree. Oh, Ball John Green, you're faster than that. You got to get back onside. What's the deal, Meredith? What's going on? What's next? Michelle Obama got bangs. That was a big news story in 2013. I'm a huge fan of bangs. For years, my wife had bangs when she was in high school, which is when we met. We didn't date each other in high school. It's very important to her that you know that. But we met in high school, and she had bangs back then, and I was crazy about them. And then for years, she didn't have bangs. In her 20s, most of the time that we when we fell in love and got married and everything. But I was always pro bangs. I was always like, bring back the bangs. And then she finally did, and they look fantastic. And same with Michelle Obama. I think it's great. I think we need more bangs in the world. Context is everything. It's been a while since we had a good context is everything moment. All right, there we go. That's a nice leave. Why don't you just drift back? Oh, what a move! Break his ankles. No, why did you get dispossessed? That was so good until the end. Oh, what's next, Meredith? Justin Bieber peed in a bucket, yeah. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, before shows, when I've been backstage in my life, and I'm not, obviously, on many levels, I'm not Justin Bieber, but, like, in my own life, before I've gone on stage, like, I've peed in a lot of weird places, and I don't even think that's... to me, that wasn't that much of a story. Oh, you got to get a Ball John Green. Oh, Ball John Green. He gives it all for the team. Upon his mustache, we're keen. Ball John Green. Oh, I mean, that's a one-man goal. Oh, through the legs. It's a beautiful goal. What a fantastic finish. Oh, I mean, Ball John Green, he's big, he's strong. Oh, he's a finisher. And he loves his husband, I mean, like, that's the thing that gets me. I like people who love their spouses and are generous to them. And that's how I feel about my own spouse, and it's also how I feel about Ball John Green. As good as he's going to be at soccer, and I believe that by the end of his career, he's going to be remembered as perhaps the best player in the history of AFC Wimbledon, overtaking even Danny Kedwell and Jack Midson. As good as he is, what really makes him a hero and a star is his love. What else happened in 2013? Oh, yeah, there was a celebrity reality diving competition show in which, like, celebrities tried to learn how to be Greg Louganis, essentially. Is that correct? Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing that I have forgotten that it happened because I was never deeply involved in it. I'm not really I'm not as celebrity-focused as for instance, Meredith is. It doesn't do it for me. I don't get the kick for some. Oh, you got to get back there. Get to the ball, sir. Who was that? Porter? He already had a goal today, but he's playing with a lack of courage there, I thought. And, you know, when you're playing for AFC Wimbledon, for the Wimbly Womblys, the number one thing that matters is courage. We won the game, though. We emerged victorious thanks to goals from P. Sweeney and Bald John Green. Oh, it's a good day. Seb Brown gave up a goal that he's not happy about. He's a little bit embarrassed, but oh, there he's going, bending down, taking out his shin guards. God, these are some handsome men, handsome, wet men. Best wishes.